Angela here with Orgone Crystal Alchemy, and in this video I wanted to share my story with you. I will say in the former chapters of my life, I spent 15 years as a hospice nurse, and it was a very fulfilling career. After that, I was inspired to pursue my passion in nutrition. Went back to school and I got my master's degree in dietetic studies, and I started feeling frustrated with the industry, and it wasn't too long after that before things started happening. In 2017 in August, during the solar eclipse, I was guided to be in Mount Shasta for the solar eclipse. And there was a lot of excitement in preparing for this trip, and I was working toward getting everything together, and I came to the conclusion that I did not quite have the funds to make the trip happen. And I was really disappointed. After the excitement of going, I'd never been before. And so after letting it all go, the next day I had received a mystery check in the mail, an unexpected check, I'll say. It was actually, I had refinanced my car months ago, and I wasn't expecting anything in return from it. But the day after I decided that I couldn't go to Mount Shasta, I get this check, and it's like just enough to make the trip possible. And so I felt the divine guidance and intervention, and soon after that I had this experience. It's hard to describe, but the only way I can really describe it was I was shown a glimpse of what I could call the energetic blueprint of my life, and I saw the path that my life would take if I did not go to Mount Shasta, and the path my life would take if I did go to Mount Shasta, and that this trip was going to completely change the direction of my life. And so after having that experience, I then connected the importance and the timing of that check making this trip possible. So okay, now finally made it to Mount Shasta, and for the first time in my life I met other soul family who, like myself, were also on the path of personal evolution, their own spiritual journeys. And one of these beautiful souls gifted me a piece of Orgonite, and I'd never heard of it before, but I felt that I had just received something so sacred, and it really inspired me and touched me. I started researching all about Orgonite, what it is, and was very interested in it, very intrigued by it, and could sense and feel its power when I would hold it. Some people who are sensitive, when you hold it, you can actually feel them buzzing. And I began to have experiences with wearing them or holding them, being around them, sensing their power and their transformational properties. So within a couple of years after that, I had a life situation in which I received a small inheritance, and it was just enough money to be able to take a year off of work and to just fully dive in to creating Orgonite, learning how to create it. So it was a process of trial and error, learning a lot about creating my own process that's unique to me. And from the beginning, I kept getting this message from my own internal guidance to make your own symbols, And, I didn't quite know how to do that just yet. As I refined my process, I began to receive very specific instructions from my guides, higher beings, and one of those is Mary Magdalene. So one day I felt her presence. She came to me and she gave me a vision of a symbol and gave me instructions to create an Orgonite pendant with it. And that's this one here. And she also gave me instructions to make a pyramid, but that pyramid, that was made a couple of years before the pendant came along. So the pyramid was first. And then I've had, guidance to create many other pieces with visions and dreams and downloads, instructions, and for also what they mean and the energies they carry. When people began to talk about their experiences they were having, their transformation, their mystical experiences, and even healing that people were experiencing by, wearing these pieces, I began to understand that these pieces were more than I directly understood. I began to understand that I've been more of a channel to allow specific frequencies to come through that are for each person on their unique path. So up to this point, I have created over 5,000 Orgonite devices, and I have gifted even more. And I have shipped to over 52 countries, and so these pieces have gone all over the world. And for me, this feels like a global mission of healing and uplifting humanity and Mother Earth. And when you gift an Orgonite device, it's a powerful act of love that ripples out into the ethers and affects planetary change. It really does. So in 2023, in March, I began to receive the guidance to begin traveling internationally. And after some pretty powerful experiences, remembering my own connection to Ireland, I was guided to go. And so in March of 2023, I went to Ireland, and I actually ended up going 3 times that year. And each trip was just so powerful. I'm beginning to put those stories out on my YouTube channel if you wanted to see those. And then in 2024, I was guided to go to the south of France to kind of honor the journeys and connect with the energies of Mary Magdalene, Yeshua, the Essenes and the Cathars, and the communities that they had there. And that was so powerful. I have information out about that too, telling those stories. And one day before I left to the south of France, I was contacted by a facilitator, a beautiful soul who facilitates Mary Magdalene pilgrimages in the south of France, and she wanted to put together a custom order for her group, to gift her group, for kind of like to add to the sacredness of their pilgrimage. And so we put together this order, and for me, it was just like one of the most fulfilling things I have done with Orgonite, being able to combine like 2 of my greatest passions, which is now, besides the magic of Orgonite, it's the magic of traveling to sacred sites. So now I am extending an invitation to those who facilitate sacred site pilgrimages, to put together orders for those who are making those journeys to sacred sites. It's a very profound experience and deeply transformational. And it's an experience that you never forget. It's also, it would be like a constant reminder of the connections they made, the transformation that happened, and stories that they'll carry for a lifetime, and having a talisman that helps them as a reminder with this trip is very profound. So yes, please contact me if you want to work with me with this. So thank you so much for watching.